Hey, Space Cadets, Tin Pony here. So I've got about 7 million cash. I think it's time I built my first station. Yeah, 7 million cash. And I've been at this for about 3 hours on this playthrough. Did a couple loops, got a bunch of used ships, fixed some up. And where I want to build my station, first off, let's see what blueprints I have. We'll go up to the Encyclopedia tab. And at the bottom, we'll expand blueprints, look at modules. These are all given to me at the start of the game. I have energy cell and meat production. I'm going to be making an energy cell production plant because everybody uses energy for everything. I'm going to use small container storage modules, and I'll put a large ship 3-dock E-pier on it and a 1 medium 6 small ship basic dock area on it. And I don't think I'm going to be using any connectors, but because I'm doing energy, I'm going to build in Bright Promise, and just like it says in the name, we show the encyclopedia entry. It has 204% sunlight, which means our production is going to jump up by 100%. So as far as placement within this sector, I want it between the jump gates because large ships coming in are going to be using the jump gates. Small and medium will be using the highway, so I want to be on the highway, and that means right about here. So first thing at the bottom on the left hand side on these tabs, at the bottom we've got a drafting compass. I'm going to click that tab, and this is for a new plot 1. I'm just going to move all of these down to 1 kilometer on an edge, and create new plot. Now that's just a left click, and now this is stuck to the cursor, so I can move it around. And as we get closer to the freeway, price goes up. We get further out, price goes down. Same with the jump gates and other stations. So I'm thinking right out here would be perfect. Zoom in on that. That was just a left click to let go of it. And we can hold down the right mouse button and rotate this, but pretty much like the way it's at. So I'll buy my license, and this is going to get, as this plot expands, I'll have to keep buying additional licenses. So I'll left click buy license and left click continue. And here's my plot. Okay, let's talk about the interface here. On the interface, we've got the various modules. This top one is production modules. Then we've got storage, docks, and connectors. These others are for things like shields, habitat. I don't remember what this one is. Recycle, I think. Again, I don't remember on that. Load plan. Now I could just load a plan in here that I've saved. One of these two. I can't build this one because I don't have any of those. I don't have any of those blueprints. And this is where we save our builds if we want to. We can download and upload. I don't know where those come from or go to. This is just centers our view. We've got an undo and redo button, and this gear opens up some editor settings. We'll start with the discrete angle step. This is for rotating a module. I've got it set to snap at 45 degrees on rotations, and I believe at default this is 15, and this can be increased 5 degrees at a time. I just leave it at 45 unless I'm working on the player headquarters, and when I'm working on the player headquarters there might be times where a 15-degree angle is more convenient. So I leave this on, show transform gizmo, and I'm going to turn on the show environment. Now this shows where we are, and this time it actually shows the highway, but it will always show the jump gates. And this thing down here is our build storage. So while we're building a station, we don't have storage on it, so we need some place to put the materials we're going to be using for building our station. That's what this is. And it holds a lot, so we don't have to worry about running out of space for building materials. So I'm going to close this for now. The preset for all station modules, this is for turrets and shields, and it's best not to fool with that unless you've got the blueprints. You can try building something on it, but I think without blueprints it's not going to work. Universal set or global setting, universal resources, and buy offers, and then we've got an estimated price and available money. So we don't have to come up with all the money before we start building. We can start building anytime, and it just isn't going to build until the materials show up, and materials aren't going to show up unless we've got money to pay for them. So this is where I want to start building, and I want my large dock. I'm going to lay it down first, and I want the points going this way so ships coming in are docking on this side of my plot. So I'll go to dock. I'll grab this E-dock, and the long blocks coming off of that are the docking path for large ships. That's just a placeholder. We can't build in that. So what I did was click on this. Now I'm just moving my mouse around. Left clicked on it. Now I'm just moving my mouse around. Now I can left click to let go of that. But it's not going to build there because our plot is not nearly big enough. So I'll use escape to get out of here. Escape, escape. And select plot 1. That's the one we paid for. And these will expand our plot in front to back, back to front, up, down, and sideways. That's the one I want. So I'm gonna go to 7 kilometers wide. So I can put my dock in here facing the highway. Now my license went up considerably, so I'm going to buy license and hit continue again. Okay, that looks more like it. So I'll try my dock again. I'll go to the E-dock, and when it's green it fits. So that was just a click, and then I moved my mouse over here until it fit, and then I left click to let go of it. And now we've got a rotation widget here, and it has 3 axes that we can rotate this on. And so I'm going to go to the top, and now that I've got a reference, I don't need the environment on anymore, so I'll go to the gear and then close show environment. And these are the landing pathways for large ships, so I want that on the other side. I'm going to take my mouse, I'm going to hover over this circle looking down from the top. I'll hold shift and hold my left mouse button, and then move my mouse in a circle here until it goes where I want. I'll let go of everything, and now because it's red, it's not in that box anymore, so I have to back that up. So I'll hover my mouse so that I get the 4-pointer cursor, hold down left mouse, and now I can move it around anywhere, but I'm going to move it into the red and then just back a little bit and let go. Okay, now that part is in our plot, so I'm going to just left click out here to get rid of the widget. Okay, and that's exactly the way I want it. Next, I'm going to put on the 1 medium and 6 small basic dock. I just left click that, pull it down here, and you can see this green line shows me where it's going to snap to. And it just snaps in there. If I slide my mouse away, it comes undone. Now just left click and left click out here to get rid of the widget. And this has a no build zone too. This is a ship approach path for this small dock. We can't build in there. But it's oriented the way I want it to be. So I'm not gonna rotate that. Now on production, what I'm going to do here is put in 1 panel at a time and then a container, because when these start producing, I want a container for those to go into. If I put both panels on there and then build both containers, it's not gonna collect anything from either panel until that first container is finished. So what I'll do is I'll left click this and move my mouse over here. Okay, and it's not going to fit this way, so I'm going to have to rotate it. I'm going to left click and click on this part, left click on this part, so that I get my widget again. And I'll hover my mouse over the blue ring, hold down shift, hold down my left mouse button, and move my mouse in a circle here. Then I'll let go of everything, get my 4-pointer cursor, and now I can see connection points on either side where this is going to fit. Okay. Now I'll go into storage. I'll click on the left click on the container, and I can see a couple of places where I could put it. I'm going to put it out here on the end of this solar panel, and I'll just left click, and I'll left click out here to clear that widget. So this is looking pretty good. Now for this other side, I don't want to drag another panel out here and have to rotate it. If I drag another one out here, I'm going to have to rotate it again. So I'll just left click and drop it out here. That'll disappear when I select another part. So what I'm going to do is go up into my list, and this energy cell I have right now is rotated the right way. So I'm going to either right click on it and left click on it in this list to select it, then right click it, and I can copy the module. Or if that's difficult for you to see, we can come over here, we can left click the panel and right click, then we can copy the module. And now we get an exact copy of that. It's rotated already. So I'll just snap that on there and left click. And because this didn't need rotation, I'll go back into storage. I'll grab another container, and I could put it here, but you see how that's red? Okay, it's not inside our plot. This end, it's fine. So I'll left click that and left click out here, and now I've got some room at the top here, and if I wanted to put a storage unit on this, or another small dock or something, I've got a lot of room at the top here where it's not being used. So I'm going to move this entire build by going to the top of our list here. I'll select the very first module we made, and I'm going to come down here. Okay, I'm rotating this view by holding down the right mouse button and then moving the mouse around. Holding down the left mouse button and moving the mouse around gives us a little bit of different view, but this is holding down the right mouse button is more useful usually. So I know I'm lined up on the front, and I've got that first module selected. So if I put my cursor on it and get this 4-way pointer and then hold down the left mouse button, now I can move the whole station. I don't have to move it a piece at a time. I can move it all forward, back it up until it turns green, move it up, back it down until it turns green, and get it right up in this corner. And let go. Okay, now it's as close to the top as I can get it, and it's as close to the front as I can get it. And it's facing the direction I want it. So, next step, just going to confirm module changes. Okay. And this shows us the parts that we're going to need to build this entire station. Each of these also shows the resources needed to build each of these modules. So if you want to collect everything up ahead of time, you can do that. I'm just going to rely on our friends and neighbors because I'm in a friendly area, and I have good relations with everybody. I won't say excellent, but good relations with everybody, so we should be getting decent prices. Managed by office offers. Okay. I'm not going to fool with that. I'm just going to let our friends and neighbors bring all this stuff over, unless they start dragging their toes, and then I'll have to go get some ships and start doing my own trading for build storage parts. Okay, so estimated price is 4.4 million. I'm going to accept estimate, and then I'm going to hold down my left mouse button here and put this up to about 4.5. I'll give it some extra money and confirm. And oh, look at this. Everybody's already selling to us. I didn't have the game in pause. If you have the game in pause, it doesn't matter how long it takes you to build this. So That's I should have had it in pause, but now we're getting wares delivered. Argon is bringing in 2 ships with Claytronics, hull parts. Argon is bringing in a trader with 616 hull parts. I guess Ant wanted in on this. Talati wants in on this. Energy cells. We've got one Talati trader says he's coming in with all our energy cells. So if we look at this red number is how many we have on hand in our build storage. We don't have any. The green number is how many are on the way. That's how many. Somebody said they're going to bring this in, so we'll trust them. And it looks like Claytronics and energy cells are covered if everybody shows up. Things can happen to their ships on the way in and such as that. We'll be refunded if they get blowed up. But hull parts could be a bit of a drag. But that first number is what we have on hand in our build storage. This is what's been promised to be delivered, and this is what we need total for this station the way it is right now. And I'm not sure, but these numbers are supposed to be how many minutes before they show up, and it might take them another minute or two to unload, but I don't put a lot of faith in these numbers. So in order to get this built, we can't just let it go together by itself, so we need to assign a builder if we have one in our fleet. I'm too poor to get one of those. Or hire a builder. Hiring a builder is going to cost about $50,000. So I'm going to left click this to hire a builder. And look at this, we've got one right here. Where is he? He's right here. He must be waiting for us. Look at that. Wow. Now they show up. Now I'm just gonna select, left click on him in the list, right click and select. Okay. So we've got a builder assigned. And like I said, it costs about $50,000. I'm gonna close the menu and let's take a look here. Yeah, that builder was sitting right here waiting for us. And this is finished plot size for this for right now. Now there's plenty of room in here to add another 2 solar panels and another small medium dock. And I could expand this right now even if I wanted to. If I needed some extra room right now, I could go ahead and expand this in whatever direction I need. Buy the license, the extra for the license, continue and go right back into building a larger station. But I'm down to 2.3 million, and I know because I looked, I could put 2 more panels and another dock in there for about 2 million, but I'm not going to short myself on that much money. So I'm going to escape, and then open the map. Okay, this is our station. People are already showing up to deliver. How cool is that? Now, our construction vessel is going to have to fly over here. He'll use his construction drones to build this. And we can check on this anytime by left click on our station. We can see our budget. We've got almost 4.5 million and we need 4.3 million, so we're fine. And it tells me the first module it's going to be building is that E pier for large ships, and it's at 0%. if we choose it, it's okay. Now it's in our property owned list. If we select that, right click, now we can go into the plan build and we can look at it. We can see what's being delivered. Okay, we already got all our energy cells. And we have some of the claytronics. Once we get some hull parts, we will be able to start building when that builder gets over here. Usually the builder takes longer to show up than most of the resources because you don't find them that close usually. Finding builders, it helps to have some see there's another here. It helps to have some satellites out, and I didn't buy any of these satellites. I talked pilots into abandoning their ships, and then I look at what they're carrying in the way of deployables, and before I send them in for repairs, I'll have them drop off some satellites in key places. But you see, we've got construction drones or construction ships everywhere here, and if I didn't have these satellites, I wouldn't know that. I wouldn't see them. So by all means, if you get free satellites, deploy them, don't sell them. I know it's tempting because they're so pricey, but it'll make your game so much easier to know what's going on in your neighborhood. And like I said, I'm only about 3 hours into this, and I've just gone around the loop a couple times and grabbed some ships. So it's not like I've been doing a lot I haven't started mining or building or anything yet. So this is first station. Now I'm going to shut up and I'll be back when something interesting happens. Okay, something interesting happened. We go in here. Yeah. If we go in here and we right click, we look at plan build. We have 464 hull parts on hand, more coming in, and our E-dock needs 2135 in hull parts. We've got everything else that we need except hull parts. But the timer started running on that because he had enough hull parts to start building this, but it's probably going to pause building until some of these other parts come in, and we can see that right here. He's got 4% of that built now. That's enough to see if you want to just like actually cruise over there and watch all of this being built. It really is cool to watch, but a terrific waste of time. So far, I haven't done anything that required me to be here. This can be done from anywhere. We can build anywhere anywhere we want and can afford without having to go to the place and hang out. I knew it was too good to be true. We did run out of hull parts, so our build on our very first module paused at 11 minutes. So we got 4 minutes worth of build time out of it, and if we look at the plan build, yeah, now we're at the mercy of Talati, and whether or not they actually show up with any of this is going to be hard to say. It's good to have some extra ships hanging out that can of our own that we can start shuttling parts in if we need to. Then all we do is kill the oldest order, kill that, and then start shuttling in parts with small ships. And that's good for our reputation with whoever we're buying from. It goes up a notch just for every good trade that we make. Okay, we got a couple small deliveries and we were able to get up to 8 minutes left on our first module. So it's at 46%. We checked the plan build. Again, we've got all the Claytronics and energy cells we need. Hull parts, we've only got 77 on hand. We got 3,600 coming in, and they're all coming in from Pilates. So they've been pretty decent about showing up. And when this finishes, the first module will talk about getting a manager on it. Our e-dock just finished building and it jumped to our basic small and medium dock, and now our station has a red exclamation point indicating we've got an upkeep mission. We want to acquire a manager. So what I'm going to do for that is I'm going to hire within. I'll go up to player information, and on the left here I'll go down to the business suit, and this is our personnel overview. I've got 107 hired personnel to choose from, and display skill for role, current role, I'm going to change that to manager and put them in order of skill. So looks like Raylene Karen is our #1 candidate for management, but she's got a pretty low. She does have good piloting and awesome morale, and I have some training seminars. So I'm going to move Raylene over to the station to manage that. And I'm going to select right click, work somewhere else for me. Select Bright Promise Factory, right click, selected role is manager, and assign. Okay, so that means in our property owned, we've got a scout now that needs a captain. So I'll select that, open this, and go to personnel and promote best crew member to pilot, Josie Yatar. Select her, right click, com. I'm going to give her a basic piloting seminar. She's on explore missions, so her skills are going to get built up pretty quick. Go back, goodbye. Thank you, autosave, you saved my life. Okay, now go into Bright Promise Factory, and I can see Raylene down here. I'll select her, right click, com, give her seminar, basic seminar for management, and seminar for 1-star crew management. And those can be purchased at Trader's Corners, from the Trader's Corners on stations. Any station is just RNG, so I try to pick those up anytime I'm on a station. And now her management is up to 2+ stars. Her morale is still good, and she does have these others, but they don't count towards her overall rating while she's working as a manager. Her morale makes a difference though. So that was good. Now we've got that mission taken care of, and we can select the station again, right click, and look at the plan build, and we've got one ship coming in with hull parts. So Talati has been pretty decent about showing up with what they promise, and we can see we've still got more money in our build fund than what's required. So we're doing pretty awesome, really. And this dock is down to 2 minutes. It's at 63%. So if we go into logical overview, see, we can check our build, our plan build, and we can check logical overview. We can check profits. Yeah. In logical overview, okay, we don't have any production going on yet, and even if we did, it wouldn't mean anything because we don't have storage for it yet. But we will have a panel building, and then a storage building, and then a panel building and a storage building. So we will be getting energy cells eventually. Here, drones for each module that we build. We can put more drones on the station, and most important to those is probably cargo drones. It makes our station more attractive for those that want to trade with us. So I'm going to put 10 of those on, and defense drones, I'm going to do the other 10. If you want to put some repair drones on there, that's fine. Defense drones are basically what I'm using instead of turrets and shields at this point. They're going to, I guess, in air quotes, protect the station. And station wants money. Our manager wants money already to get the resources to build these drones. So I'll accept estimate. And now we see the components that go into building those first 20 drones. And again, I'm just going to let the manager and our friends and neighbors take care of this. As those come in, those drones will be built. And as more modules are built on the station, we'll be able to put more drones on it. If we choose. That's up to you. It's your game. So we've got one freighter coming in with the last 906 hull parts, but I think we're going to do fine. Our basic dock just finished. Our large dock is done. And if we go back in here, now we can order more drones. And I'm going to go with like 20 cargo drones. Don't want anybody to wait. And I may put another medium small dock on this when I expand it to 2 more solar panels later. But I will bump up the defense drones too. And now we need more money. We'll click on that, left click on that, accept estimate, left click on that to close it. And somebody was bringing something in. Thought I saw somebody bringing something in. We still have 0 of 35 drones though. So back to the plan build, and we'll wait for that last Talati freighter to show up. So now our first storage is being built. And something is pretty important here. Energy cells are container wares. So we need storage that will hold container wares. And we find that out by going in here and looking at WARE's energy cells. Storage type is container. This is important if you're doing mining. Your storage type needs to be solid, and there's also gas and liquid. See if we've got anything. Graphene, that's container. Helium, storage type is liquid. Methane is a gas, so it's also liquid. I think the majority of wares are going to be a container. I don't see ore in here. Ore does require solid storage, though. All right. So we've started our second energy cell production. We have a storage container running. So we'll go into plan build. And oh, okay, all our hull parts showed up. Thank you, Talati. I'm sorry I badmouthed you. We don't have any more estimated price for resources because we've received everything. So I can reclaim this 106,000 by clicking on accept estimate. That goes into my account again. And the energy cell is second energy cell is being built. The second storage will be built. And we can see what's already been built here, and that they're all 100%. If we go into the logical overview tab, now we can see that we're producing 21,420 per hour, and that's with 204% sunlight. The default, the standard at 100% sunlight would be 10,500. And resources don't get depleted because it's sunshine and it's infinite. Another plus for doing energy cells. So we can see here we don't have any in storage because it's all going for our drone builds. And we've got an incoming ship selling smart chips. That's Paranid. He's bringing 650, and we do have room for building more drones. So I'm going to put all of those on defense drones and give my station manager more money so she can buy the stuff she needs to build more drones. She probably isn't going to buy energy cells from now on because we are producing them, and she'll use them on the station before she sells them. And right now her automatic pricing is 22 credits per energy cell. We can change that. We can just deselect this and slide this wherever we want and see if anybody comes in to pick them up. But I'm going to let my manager do all of that. As we get a surplus of energy cells, usually about half of our storage, she's going to start dropping this price to be competitive with everybody else in the area. And right now we're not very competitive. We're coming up to the end here, and if we look at the logical overview. We are starting to bank some energy cells in storage, and she is dropping her price slowly. And we can put on another, I think, 10 drones. Let's put 5 repair drones and another 5 defense drones. I can't imagine needing more defense drones than that. So as that last storage module is built, I may put those on repair drones. I don't know. We'll see when we get there. And she dropped her price while we were watching. Awesome. Look at our build plan. And we've got 2 minutes left in that container, and this will be done for now. It would be very easy to put another small dock in here and 2 more panels. If you have a build that you want to save, we were talking about this floppy diskette. If I click on that and just put a name in for the plan, hit enter and save as new. Now this exact build, not counting the plot, is in here as sample. But it's basically the same thing as this build. And if you have one that you don't want to use anymore, just hit the X on the right hand side of it, and are you sure you want to delete this construction plan? Confirm, because I do have it as a 2 panel. That was just a sample. It's in the name. That's it. We're done building. So this will be named as your plant changes or expands. This will be, the game will name it, but we can rename it in here if we wanted to. And I'm just going to let it run like this. So in order for her to start selling when she's ready, I have some fighters here. I'm going to select these 4 fighters, right click on the station. Oh, and to select more than one, select one, hold shift, then select the last one. And so I'm going to assign them to the station as traders. So I'll right click the station and trade for commander as alpha. So they'll start looking for trades, and they probably aren't going to get anything until going to logical overview, until this fills up about halfway. And a lot of our customers are going to send their own ships. So drone components, 5 of 10. Smart chips. Somebody coming in with 200 finally. Yay. Yay, Paranet. And energy cells, we're just grabbing from our own supply. We have 2 energy cells operational now, so we're producing 42.8 thousand per hour, which is 204% with 2 panels operating. So this is an awesome place for, we'll accept estimate. This is an awesome place for your first energy cell plant. Okay, and we can put in 5 more, or no, we can't put in any more. We're just waiting on parts for those last 5. And They're coming from Talati. So everything here is taken care of, and I'm not going to put habitat or anything on this. Habitat requires that I feed employees and house them and all of that good stuff. So yeah, these guys have all got failed orders because they haven't been able to find a trade. But chances are they're not going to find a trade until we get up about 50% with our energy cells. Oh, look, one of them found a trade. He's coming in to buy 560. He's coming in to buy a load. And then he'll take it out to a station that wants them at $21.73 each. Wow. Good job, manager. Yeah, so he's going to come in and buy, and I don't know where he's going to sell. Right over here. That's awesome. That's a new feature in 8.0. This wiggling exclamation point. It's a quick way to see where fighting is going on. If you're taking advantage of that, and I do. Okay, anyway, here's our first station done. Trading, it's making passive money, and I will, when I open property owned, I keep that open so that I can see if there's a problem with it. They'll let me know with an exclamation point or something like that. So, and I will keep it in mind because it's my first station. I will keep it in mind for expansion, but there are other places where I could do the same thing because I am on good terms with everybody, including Holy Order. So I can build in any faction that I currently know. I can build in their zones without any repercussions. So this is Tim Pony. Thanks for watching.